Hello, my name is Kenneth Kipono Mayo, the founder of The Online Billionaire. I have been an academic writer for 5 years now. The Fundamentals of Academic Writing course is an answer to the one question that awesome people like you have been asking me. I want to know how to write online. How do I do it? I want to get started with academic writing. How do I get started? So, the Fundamentals of Academic Writing is built from ground up to equip you with all the skills you need to start making money online as an academic writer. In this course, you will learn what academic writing is all about, how you can earn from this new opportunity. You will also learn a step-by-step system that will allow you to write any, and I mean any, paper under the sun. When you purchase this course, you get 2 hours of video, over 217 examples and templates, over 317 articles, over 50 quizzes. Nothing, absolutely nothing is left to chance. By the time you're done with this course, dear partner, you will have skills that only the top 1% of academic writers have. By starting this course, you start your journey to become an online billionaire today. See you on the other side. Hello, this is Kenneth Mayo from The Online Billionaire. This video is part 1 of a 4-part video series intended to teach you all about how to become an online billionaire. To get the most out of this video series, be sure to watch all 4 videos. So, let's say you were born 10,000 years ago. Gosh, that's such a long time. 10,000 years ago, man had just learned how to grow crops, how to tame a few farm animals. If you became a farmer, you are guaranteed to become rich. Let's fast forward time a little bit to the 1760s, to the 1840s. Well, let's say you were born between 1760 and 1840. This was the age of the steam engine and the Industrial Revolution. If you went out and started a factory, you, my friend, were guaranteed to become rich. Let's fast forward time even further to the 19th century. So let's say you were born in the 19th century. Well, this was the century of the World Wars. If you went into arms manufacturing, well, my friend, you were guaranteed to become rich. I know. You're alive here. You're alive today. You want to know which industry is the hottest today, this very moment. Well, my friend, we live in the digital age, and the guaranteed way to make money is online. Yes, you heard me right, online. Think about it as we speak. Who are the richest people on earth? Rich person number 1, Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos, that guy is worth $113 billion. Most of his wealth comes from Amazon, an internet company. Rich person number 2, Bill Gates. Bill Gates has a net worth of $98 billion. Most of its wealth comes from Microsoft, an internet company. According to a research group called Pew Research, the internet has made more people millionaires in the first 5 years compared to the past 50 decades put together. There's one problem though. The internet is so wide. The internet is so diverse. There are literally 1,000,001 ways to make money online. And all these opportunities, they are not equal. Some work, some don't work. So how do you know which online hustle to pick? How do you decide which online hustle to pick? Well, 4 years ago, when I started my Make Money Online journey, I was overwhelmed by all the 1,000,001 ways to make money online. I wasted a huge chunk of my time trying out stuff like drop shipping, becoming a social media influencer, filling out questionnaires, trading forex, trying out arbitrage betting. Well, learn from my mistakes. Don't waste your time. Academic writing is the perfect way to start making money online. So, why is academic writing the right way to start your journey to make money online? 1, don't need any money to start academic writing. Other ways to make money online, like forex trading, arbitrage betting, those ones, they require capital. You have to have money to start earning money via those means. Reason number 2, you have been completing academic writing tasks for years now. Do you remember the essays, the questions, the exams that you've been completing since you were in first grade? Well, they were not a waste of time after all. You will use your schooling experience to complete more essays, or questions, or exams for students in exchange for money. Reason number 3, your income is not limited by your country of origin. So, other ways of making money online, like filling out questionnaires, they are favorable for people from developed countries. If you're from a developing country, well, good luck making any significant amounts of money via methods such as questionnaires. So I have convinced you writing is the right way for you to start making money online. So how do you actually go about becoming an academic writer? Well, as we've already discussed, if you know how to write an essay, you already know something about academic writing. Not so fast though. There's still a lot you need to learn. For example, how to research a paper that you know absolutely nothing about. How to create citations that will give credibility to your academic writing paper. How to format your paper in different formatting styles like APA, MLA, Chicago, Turabian. Don't worry though, by the end of this 4-part video series, you will know exactly how and where to acquire all the information on academic writing you will need. Watch out for part 2 of this 4-part video series. In part 2, we are going to discuss a strategy that if you follow, it's all but guaranteed to help you open an academic writing account. Thank you for choosing to be a part of the online billionaire community. Hello, in this section, we're going to deal with reading and understanding instructions. Reading and understanding instructions is part of the 12-step process on how to complete an academic writing. The 12 steps start with creating a blank document all the way to earning your academic writing money. So, reading instructions is in fact the most important part of completing an academic paper, because think about it. If you don't understand the instructions, you're going to write a paper that's basically off topic, and boy, oh boy, there's no way that can be good. Your client will just end up rejecting your paper. So, the simplest way to think about reading instructions is to divide them into 2. First, instructions on the structure of the paper, like how should the paper be structured, what is the spacing, what is the formatting, how many number of pages, how many number of sources. Then the second category of instructions are instructions, detailed instructions. Detailed instructions tell you exactly how to write the paper. What should you do? What is the paper about? What questions are you trying to answer as you write the paper? Let's look at these 2 categories of instructions using an example. Here's the example. The example is an academic paper I did some time ago. It's titled the VAC Analysis Paper, and it's more or less a general paper. It's a representative of the general paper. This paper is going to recur throughout the course. You're going to use it as an example. So the first section of the paper, this entire section, that is the first category of instructions. Instructions on the structure of the paper. They give you stuff like the deadline. When was the deadline? This paper was supposed to be complete by Thursday, 2nd November 2017. Well, I'm yet to complete it. What? It's late by like 1,122 days. Boy, oh boy. Anyway, you get the point. I did this paper some time ago. The structure of the paper, what will it tell you? The discipline, in this case, it was a nursing paper. The type of service, in this case, we are to write an essay. The spacing, double spacing. The spacing in this case is the space between the lines as you type. I'll show you much later when we're dealing with formatting. We will see how to make your paper double spacing, 1.5 spacing, or just ordinary spacing. Paper formatting, APA. APA is one of the 4 main structuring of a paper. So in APA, the structure of the APA, will tell you. In fact, let me show you a paper structured using the APA format. It's here. So an APA, the paper formatting, APA formatting structure will, for example, tell you what to do, how to write this running header, how to space that you should have a title page, how to space, how much space to leave before the title page, how much space to leave, how to do the in-text citation, like this is an in-text citation, how to do the in-text citation, and finally down here, how to create references. Don't worry enough, taking you fast, but these we're going to deal with them in later sections, in later steps as we deal with the instructions of the paper. Then second category of the instructions, detailed instructions on how to write the paper. So this was a nursing paper, it was a VAC analysis paper. So the detailed instructions of this paper tell you how to write the paper. So how do I write this paper? You realize, oh, wait a minute, this paper, I have to read a questionnaire, the VAC questionnaire that is located in this address. Oh, okay, fine. And what do I do after that? I have to write a paper that's 500 and 750 words based on this questionnaire, answering these 4 questions. Now, those are the detailed instructions. Well, and that's basically it about the instructions. The instructions, the structure of the paper, the detailed instructions of the paper. Thank you. Hello. In this video, we're going to talk about creating citations. So, what are citations? Citations, according to Google, is a quotation from a reference to a book, paper, or author, especially in a scholarly work. I know, that could be complex. Example, this right here is a citation. And what this citation means is that this sentence, and by extension, this entire paragraph, is written based on concepts from a paper published by these 2 authors. In that way, a citation is basically a reference pointing to show that you, in writing this paper, in writing this chapter, in writing this sentence, you've borrowed something from this and these particular authors. So, when you're creating a citation, there are several tools you're going to use. The first tool, Google Scholar and WorldCat, which are basically the same. Google Scholar is a tool from Google, WorldCat is a similar tool. They all have list publications, and you can pick publications on a specific topic from both sides. The other one is Citation Machine. Citation Machine, you're going to use it to find citations that you can't find in Google or WorldCat. Okay, so here's the official page for Google Scholar, and let's look for a random essay and create citations. So like here is a paper about the Second Amendment I read some time back. Let it load up. Okay, it's cited in MLA. Don't worry about that for now. We're going to deal with it later. So we want to look for citations for this paper. Why the Second Amendment should not be removed. So what are we going to do? We come back to Google Scholar, easy peasy, and we search. One rule with citations is that when you're creating citations for a piece of work, you should use citations that were published within the past 7 years. So we're right now in 2020. You can only use citations from 2013 upwards. So just to be safe, you're going to start with citations from 2016 onwards. So we're going to click on the left bar since 2016. So it's all many pages of citations, of references, of publications on the Second Amendment. So for example, loaded a disarming history. We can, for example, pick this. So you want to pick a citation for the paper, for the Second Amendment paper. What do? Click here, choose the formatting style that you want. So in our case, it's MLA. We're just going to click here and it copies everything. Copy that citation, then come back to your paper. In our case, it's this paper about the Second Amendment. Go down, all the way down to the bottom of the paper. So these are the other references that I listed when I wrote this paper. But this is the first point where you place the citations at the bottom of the paper. In MLA, this section is called Works Cited. In APA, the section is called References. So you come here, Control V to paste the citation. And here's the citation, you've pasted it. So that's basically how to get a citation from Google Scholar to your paper. Okay. We can get a citation from WorldCat too. It's basically the same thing. Search for Second Amendment. Don't go over it. It's really simple. They're basically just one and the same thing. What I'm going to focus on is citation machine. So Google Scholar and WorldCat do not have citations on websites or on other informal things. So once in a while, you find a paper where you need to cite a website, you need to cite an article. That's when citation machine really, really shines, because you come to citation machine, you click on the website, then, for example, you look for the website and paste URL of the website here. So for example, we're talking about the Second Amendment, and we need the paper, for example, may require us to include an article from the New York Times as a citation. So there's a New York Times, I've searched for the Second Amendment, New York Times. Here are several articles on the New York Times about the Second Amendment. Now, for example, I may like this article. I'll open it in a new tab. It is. I copy the URL like this. You come back to the citation machine, paste the URL, click search. Well, here it is. It has found your article. Click cite. Okay, continue. Well, everything is done. I'm clicking complete the citation. Complete citation. Here's your citation. Here's the complete citation. Once you've created the citation, you can come here, change the style, change it to MLA. Remember, our paper is MLA. Copy the citation. After you've copied the citation, go back to your paper, scroll to the bottom of the paper, add your citation here. Control V. So we have this citation is from Google Scholar. This citation was from Citation Machine. Okay, so by the citation machine, you can create a manual citation. Let's say there's a book or a source that the client has given you, and he wants you to precisely cite that source. And you've searched on Google Scholar, you haven't found the source. So come back to Citation Machine, click on Create Citations, Website, or even a book. Then click on Create Manual Citation. This time you're not going to enter the URL. Enter the title of the article, enter the name of the author, last name of the author. So then you just complete the citation and do the same thing over and over. So those are the three places you can get your citation. Citation Machine, if the citation is not available in Google Scholar, and if you want to manually enter details of the citation. Google Scholar, just simple, search about the topic, pick the year range, copy the citation. Same thing for WorldCat. Now, once you've transferred your citation from either Google Scholar, Citation Machine to your paper, there's one last thing. For every citation in the works cited page, every citation you bring to your paper, you have to create an in-text citation. Here's an example of an in-text citation, Johnson et al. 300. So it's saying that this citation cited down here, I used it on this particular sentence. One rule about in-text citations, there should be no in-text citation in the introduction of the paper, introduction paragraph. There should be no in-text citation in the conclusion of the paragraph. There should be no in-text citation in the first sentence, unless it's a sentence like this that's dealing with statistics. And you should not add an in-text citation to the last sentence of a paragraph, because essentially the last sentence of a paragraph is summarizing the entire paragraph. So let's get an in-text citation as an example. We have our paper here. The author is Dunban Otis Roxanne, 2018. So I'm going to pick, this is just one author. I'm going to pick the first name of the author. So what do we know? We can put an in-text citation in the first sentence. We can put an in-text citation in the last sentence. We have to look for a sentence in between here. So for example, we can put it here. Let's pick any random sentence, no big deal. We'll talk about L. So in-text citation, there are different ways to input an in-text citation depending on the reference of the in-text citation. So in APA, it's author year. In MLA, it's author page. So that's why we're going to set the name of the author and the page. And most of the time we just click this. So this is our in-text citation. to these references. So you continue doing the same for all the references in your works cited until you're done. Remember, the number of references to include in the works cited will be highlighted on the details of the paper in step 2. You already have known that from step 2. That's all about the citation of the paper. Thank you. Hello, it's the Online Billionaire again. And in this course, we're going to discuss MLA formatting style. We've discussed universal formatting styles. We've discussed the APA formatting style. Now it's time to discuss the MLA formatting style. The MLA formatting style, by the way, is the simplest formatting style. Let's have a look at the MLA template. You see right away, it doesn't have a title page. All it has is just a section on top with the student's name, the professor's name, the subject, and the current date. At the top, the header is the same in all the pages, the page number and the student's name. The citation section is titled Works Cited and not references like in APA. And then the in-text citation uses the author page format. So it's the author and the page number. Well, without much further ado, I have an example here. A paper, which was a paper about the Second Amendment, and it was supposed to be formatted using the MLA formatting style. So this is the paper we're going to format. So let's start with the header section. Double click at the top of the page. Click page number option, top of page. Choose the option with the number at the farthest right edge. You've inputted the page number. Then all you have to do is type students plus name. Capitalize each word, and that's it. If you actually knew your client's last name, you would type it here. But most of the time, since you won't be knowing your client's last name, we just leave the student's last name as a placeholder. The client will change it on its own. Then this topmost section, you can type it, but since you have a template, just go to the template, copy this entire section, which is representative of the title page. If it was APA, that will be the title page. Then just paste it here, Control V. By the way, this MLA template there's a link at the end of this course where you can download the MLA template and use it for your own use. Next, the title of the paper. The title of the paper in MLA is centered, and you don't bold it. Just center it, don't bold it. The in-text citation in APA, it takes the author page format. So the name of the author, the page. So where do you find this page? This page is in the works cited section. You see, like for most of the works cited, after the citation, they give you the page number. This is the page number you use. But anyway, if the page number is not offered, just make a guess. We in an article further down, we discuss why guessing the page number isn't that big a deal. So down here, the works cited page. The works cited page should be the works cited section should be on its own page. So click Insert, Page Break, and then Home, and center it. This L section, do we have any titles here? No, we don't have any titles in this paper. The only title we have in conclusion, and by the way, it's not even best practice to put a heading with the word conclusion. You should instead start the conclusion sentence with the words in conclusion, followed by a comma, then whether or not. Yeah. And that's it, guys. Our paper is fully formatted using the MLA formatting style. It's easy, right? Thank you. Hello. In this particular lesson, we're going to discuss the Harvard formatting style. The Harvard formatting style is a lot like the APA formatting style. Example, let's look at the Harvard template and I'll show you the similarities. Just like APA, Harvard formatting style has a title page, which looks a lot like APA. Just like APA, the Harvard formatting style also has a header section that has the heading of the paper and the page number. But unlike APA, the header section is the same in all the pages. I have an example here of a paper that needs to be formatted using the Harvard formatting style. And we're going to, before I continue, realize one thing. In the universal formatting styles lesson, we said that all papers, unless otherwise stated, should have a font style of Times New Roman. Now, this is an example of a paper where the client specifically, the instructions were specific. Don't use Times New Roman, use Arial. And that's why we use a different font. So this is really a cool example of all those universal formatting styles. We use them unless otherwise stated. So we're going to start by creating the header. Double click on the header section, page number. By now, this was really routine. Pick the third option, page number. Then we're going to type the title of the paper. The title of this paper is a report on a company, on a UK company called People Plus. So our header is basically going to be report on when we're done with this section. So let's just do quick formatting on it. Home, make sure it is Arial, make sure it's times 12, make sure the font for this particular section is double. Next, we're going to type the title page. Before we work on the title page, we need to move this table of content to the next page. So we're going to insert, and we're going to insert a page break. Now we have like a blank page where we can place a title page. Come to the template, copy the entire title page, paste the title page onto the Harvard formatting style page. Then there's one thing we need to replace on the title page. Okay, we're going to leave all this as placeholders: the student's name, the code of the course, the professor's name, the university name, the city, the date. All we need to change is the title, because we have the title of the paper. And the title of this paper, Consultancy Report of a Case Summary for People Plus UK. After we've done that, let's look at the headings. So this is a level 1 heading. Level 1 headings, make sure they're bold, make sure they're centered. This is a level 2 heading. Level 2 headings, left aligned, bold. Same thing, this is a level 2 heading. Bold, left aligned. We do the same thing until we're done with all the headings. Next, let's look at the in-text citation. The in-text citations for Harvard take the author, year, page format. So you basically need to state the authors, the year it was published, and the page in which you picked that reference. So in our case, for example, this reference is from a paper written by Jenkins and Williamson's 2015, page number 10. So after you make sure all the citations take that format. After we're done with the in-text citation, it's time to deal with the reference section. Just like in APA, the citations in Harvard are under the reference section. So the reference section is on its own page as usual. Page break, make sure it's on its own page. The title of the reference page is centered and it's not bolded. And that's basically it. Here's our Harvard paper, formatted and ready to be presented to the client. Thank you. It's the Online Billionaire here. And in this lesson, we're going to do APA formatting. So we're basically going to continue from where we left last time. Last time, in the last video, we did universal formatting. Formatting styles you apply to any paper. So these APA formatting styles are formatting techniques that you only apply to APA papers. Without further ado, let's continue with our VAC analysis paper. So here's our VAC analysis paper. We've already applied universal formatting. Now it's time to apply APA formatting. The easiest way to apply these specific formatting styles, APA, MLA, Harvard, Chicago, is to work from a template. So you already have a pre-written template that has everything that is formatted in APA. All you do is copy the sections from the template to the actual Word document that you're formatting. So in our case, I have an APA template here. By the way, the template is linked at the end of this lesson. You can download it and use it for your own personal work. So as you can see in the template, an APA formatted paper has a header section. It has a title page. The title page has the title of the paper, the name of the student, the institutional affiliation, and the header in the rest of the paper is different from the header in the title page. So that's what you're going to do. And then we have headings. Level 1 heading is centered, bolded, uppercase, lowercase. We have level 2 heading. It's to the left but similar. We have in-text citation. The in-text citation uses the author date method, like here, the name of the author, the year the source was written. And then we have a reference section. The reference is on its own page, and that's just it. So now let's use the template to format our paper. So the first part of our formatting, let's start with the header. The header in the title page. It's a running head, followed by the title in caps, followed by the page number. Let's recreate this in our VAC analysis paper. Here's what you do. Double click at the topmost part of the paper. That will highlight the header section, and the menu will change to show items relevant to the header section. Click on the page number, select top of the page, and select the one where the number is at the farthest right edge. Then after that, it's the first page. So according to a template, you start by typing running header, then the title of the paper in caps lock. So you can say analysis. But this title should never be more than 6 words. So in our case, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 5 words. You adjust it, make sure it never really goes above 6 words. Then what do we have to do? We need the page number to be on the rightmost side and the rest to be in the rightmost side. So how do we do that? Press on the tab key. Tab. Okay, we've gone. Control V to undo that. Then what do we need to do? We need to format this header such that it's similar to the rest of the paper. How do we format it? Highlight the entire thing. Click the Home tab. Select Times New Roman 12. Then don't this time around. Then we want to change the spacing to double spacing. This time around, just highlight the running header on the title. Leave the page number alone. Right click, paragraph, make it double, don't add space. Okay, and that's it. Our running header is done. Now next, you realize one thing. According in our template, the running header, the header at the title page, this is the title page, the first page of the paper in EPA. The header here is different from the header in the rest of the paper. The header here has a running page, while the header in the rest of the paper does not have a running page. So how do we make sure that the header in the title page has a running head and the header in the rest of the paper does not have a running head? Well, let me show you. So here we are. All this will go to the rest of the paper because our title page will just have the name of the student, institutional affiliation, and the title of the paper. So let's do this. Let's leave the title of the page there alone. Then we want to move all this to the next page. How do you do that? We do that by adding a page break. So you can add a page break by using this insert page break. But if we use this page break, there will be no way to make the header of this separate from the header in the rest of the paper. So we don't use this page break under the insert. Use the header, the break page in the layout. So click the layout tab, not the insert tab, the layout tab. Go to break page. Under the section break, click next page. Then double click on the running header in the second page. Then at the top, remove link to previous. This ensures that the header in the rest of the paper is not connected to the header on the first page. Hence, you can change the header in the rest of the paper without affecting the header in the first page. So let's come here and let's change the header in the rest of the paper by deleting the running page. Double click outside it and we're done. So first page, it has our title page. The first page has a running header. The title starts with running header and then the heading. In the rest of the paper, it's just the header and the page number. The header, the page number. Okay, now what's next? Next, let's create the title page. The title page, before the title of the paper, we leave space. Okay. The space between the heading and the top of the paper should be 8 lines of space. So press enter 8 times to leave 8 lines of space. And then the title page in APA has the title of the paper, followed by the name of the student and the institutional affiliation. So most of the time there's no need to type them. Just copy the name of the student and institutional affiliation from the template and come back to the paper you're formatting and paste them by pressing Ctrl V, and then make sure they are centered. And that's just it. Our title page is done. So the student, your client will input his or her name and his or her institution letter. If you know the student's name or the institution's name, you can input them, but most of the time we just leave this as fillers. Okay. Next, we need to add headings. The first heading to add is the introduction. Usually, you can type here introduction as the heading, but this is usually not advised. Best practice is instead of typing introduction, you paste the title of the paper here, and that becomes your level 1 heading, your introduction heading. So level 1 headings in APA are centered and bolded. That's it. Then you come here. This is the second heading, summary of learning styles. It's still a level 1 heading. So you highlight it, bold it, center it. Let's come here, preferred learning style. It's still a level 1 heading. Center it, bold it. Remember, if you check, headings don't have full stops because they're not sentences, they're not complete sentences, they are fragments of sentences. So never put a full stop on a heading. Let's see, is there any other heading? There's another heading. Still a level 1 heading. Center, bold. If this was a level 2 heading, then you will align it to the left and not align it to the center. But since it's a level 2 heading, we're going to align it to the center. No, we're done with the heading. So here, sometimes the conclusion will be its own header. But in this case, we decided it's a best practice is not to add conclusion, to put conclusion as a heading. Instead, use the words in conclusion followed by a comma when writing the conclusion, the conclusion paragraph. The reference heading, as I told you, it's never bolded. It's just references centered but never bolded. Well, the last part, just before I leave, in-text citation, talked about it. The in-text citation in APA follows the author year format, author date format. So all of them, all the in-text citation, the name of the author, comma, the year it was published. All of them, the name of the author, comma, followed by the year it was published. I know here you're wondering, what is et al? So whenever you have more than 3 authors, you don't list all the authors. You just list one of the author, followed by the word et al, full stop, comma, then the year. This et al means the Greek word for and the rest. So Samruk and the rest, 2013. Same here, we use the word et al. Well, and that's pretty much it. Now our back analysis paper is fully formatted using the APA format. Thank you. Thank you for staying with me to the end of the course. Now you have a skill to monetize. What next, you ask? The next step is to go over our how to open an academic writing account and start making money today course. In the how to open an account course, we will open four academic writing accounts together. From the 4 examples, you will learn everything you need to know about how to open an account. A lifetime of updates. When you purchase the academic writing course, I promised a lifetime of updates, and that is exactly what I will be doing. In the near future, I'll be converting this entire course to video format for a more immersive learning experience. If there's any section that you feel needs to be improved or something you struggled with, please tell me about it in the comment section. If there's any section of the course that you enjoyed, comment about it and leave a review. Thank you for allowing me to serve you.